Welcome everyone to another entry in the Hyrule Compendium. Today our topic comes from user Tool0GT92. They wanted us to talk about the most annoying or frustrating moments in Zelda.
Took me a while to think of these, actually.
Yeah, because you said you don't get frustrated very often when playing.
No, not too often. I get annoyed. So my first one is one we've talked about. It is the combination of weather and climbing. Especially if you don't have Rivali's Gale and you have to climb something and it starts raining, your options are, alright, just completely stop what you're doing and, go venture off to some other place, or literally just put the controller down and stop playing for a few minutes until the rain clears. Poor game design. Really, really annoying. Probably one of the most annoying things, not only in Zelda, but in all the video games.
I know this might not be a thing for you because it probably varies on skill level and game preference, but when you die in Zelda 2 and you have to go all the way back to the beginning, sometimes for me, because I'm not that good, backtracking to where I was will sometimes take most of my lives to get there, and then I die just when I get to where I'm going.
I experienced that firsthand when I was just learning the game and just trying to get to the Great Palace. In fact, the Valley of Death, I think it's called, the last area. Just repeatedly dying and having to just go through that over and over and over.
I especially experienced that in Death Mountain in that game.
You're going through 10 caves or whatever to get to where you need to go.
There's parts in the overworld in that game where you open up a checkpoint to where it makes it easier to get to certain areas. Whenever that happens, I'm always like, oh my.
You have to get the hammer to open up that initial checkpoint. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, a bad one, but a good one. Okay, number 2 on my list. This is more of a general one. It is the entire inclusion of the Spirit Flute in Spirit Tracks.
Oh, okay.
I struggled with this quite a bit when I first played the game. It took me out of the game quite often, just messing up, not being able to play it, and sometimes taking several minutes to just get by, especially some of the later songs that got a little more complicated. The usage of the microphone to blow into, I don't think it works for songs. I think it worked for the whirlwind item. I thought that was okay. It was a cool concept because it makes sense. It's intuitive. The flute.
That actually made me think of one that I didn't include on my list, but sometimes doing the harp in Skyward Sword. It's not the worst, but sometimes if you just can't get the timing exactly right, you're sitting there trying to get it to progress and you just can't.
That one solves itself in a few moments, so I'm not sitting there for 5 minutes trying to do it.
Right, that one I file more under annoying than frustrating,
yeah,
because eventually it works itself out. In Twilight Princess, I struggle often with certain spinner puzzles where you have to not hit the blade traps. You have to keep hopping back and forth. For some reason that always gives me trouble. Sometimes it takes me 4, 5, 6 tries. On the 5th one where I get hit and fall down, it frustrates me so much. I'm like
in general, there's a lot of portions of Zelda where you're falling when you fail to create a warp point or a quick access point. A lot of games have that. Mm-hmm. Like in Dodongo's Cavern, if you haven't created the warp point,
yeah,
and you fall down for some stupid reason, and you give off that little sigh of, ugh, I got to do that again. I got a 3rd one. This is kind of a trollish one. It is the entire character having to do anything with this character in Hyrule Warriors. The character of Agatha. She's the worst. Trying to complete some of the adventure maps, there are levels where you have to use Agatha and you have to defeat 3 imprisons in 10 minutes or something. I stopped playing as Agatha when I got to her to level 20 or something. And you know how you can spend money to level up your characters, but you can only spend enough money to level it up to what is your current highest character. I think Link, I got to level 110, and I just spent all the rupees I ever had just to get Agatha to level 110. Still can't beat that one adventure map level. I think there's one level left on my initial adventure map that in order to get gold on all the adventure map screens.
That's really frustrating.
And it's that Agatha level, and I hate it.
Wow, I was not expecting that.
I'm getting frustrated talking about it, actually.
I have some honorable mentions before I say my last one. These are honorable mentions because they were fixed in remakes. One is the Iron Boots in Ocarina of Time.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Very annoying to have to constantly be changing that. And changing the wind in Wind Waker.
Yes.
Also very annoying.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to play Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64 again, and it's something I've forgotten. I haven't played Ocarina of Time on N64 in over 12 years or something.
My final one is, in certain games it's not as big of a problem, but I put any game where there's some sort of stealth. The stealth isn't always usually that well thought out, and if you fail a couple times at it, it gets very frustrating.
Yeah, especially ones where if you fail, it takes you back to the beginning of that stealth portion.
Right.
In particular, there's one of the shrine quests in Breath of the Wild. I'm not sure if you did this one, where you have to follow this Korok, I think for like 4 minutes or something. It's a pretty long, lengthy quest. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's minutes, not seconds. And if you fail, you go all the way back and you got to do it again, and it's like you want to rush through it.
Some games it's not the worst. And one, if I think of like Ocarina of Time, like I've done that one so much that I probably won't get caught that much in that game.
Yeah, that one's not that bad. Even like the Deku Palace one is not too bad, or the Boca Bloom Place in Skyward Sword is not too bad. You know, some of them I like actually.
Yeah,
like the Silent Realms in Skyward Sword.
Those are definitely fun. Also, the Yiga hideout is kind of frustrating too.
Yeah, it's short though. There's not too much of it.
Yeah,
it's one room basically. Well, there's one big room.
Well, let us know some of your most annoying and frustrating moments. I'm sure it varies for a lot of people.
And let me know if you had trouble with Agatha in Hyrule Warriors, and in particular for those of you that have put 100+ hours, if you beat that damn adventure map level with Agatha. Because anybody who's 100% or tried to get far in Hyrule Warriors knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I want to find out which map you're talking about.
It's like in the top left corner of the adventure map. It's one of the Agatha ones.
All right. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to see more Hyrule Compendium. And thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to click the subscribe icon. You'll know whenever we have new videos. Also, be sure to check out all our other playlists we have here. We have more of the Hyrule Compendium up here. We also have one where Mas and I discuss the Ocarina of Time manga. You can check that out up here. As well as we have the Zelda Informer podcast down here. Be sure to check out all these playlists, and thanks for watching.